importance of productivity, many organizations still face challenges. For example, uninspiring or uncomfortable work environments can lower morale. Employees often feel demotivated due to lack of recognition or purpose. And when training opportunities are limited, it's hard for employees to grow or adapt to changes. Our study aims to identify which of these factors has the most impact on productivity and provide practical recommendations to improve overall employee performance.
I'll be presenting the core foundation of our research, which includes the research question, research objective, and the methods of analysis we will be using. Let's begin with our research question. This question guides the direction of our study and help us to stay focused on what we aim to discover. We have developed three main questions. Firstly, what is the impact of training and development on employee productivity? Secondly, how does the working environment influence employee productivity? And lastly, what roles does motivation play in enhancing employee productivity? Each of these questions address a critical factor that can contribute to improve performance within organization. We want to understand not just if this factor have an influence, but also how significant that influence is. Moving on to our research objective. Our first objective is to examine the impact of training and development on employee productivity in selected organization. Our second objective is to investigate how the working environment influences employee productivity. Our third objective is to analyze the role of employee motivation in enhancing productivity. Motivation can be driven by many factors such as recognition, incentive, or personal growth, and we aim to assess how much it truly impacts employees' performance. Now, regarding our methods of analysis. This study will follow a quantitative approach, meaning we will be collecting numerical data that can be analyzed statistically. To do this, we will distribute a structured questionnaire to employees across selected organizations. This will allow us to gather response from a large number of participants, ensuring that the data we collect is broad, measurable, and reliable.
Let's move into the first factor influencing employee productivity, which is training and development. Training is focused on improving specific job-related skills, while development looks at preparing employees for future roles and growth opportunities. Studies show that consistent training improves performance and motivation. Notably, research by Purnomo et al. Indicates that continuous training helps in employee motivation and performance. On the other hand, Musinati et al. Highlighted how e-training improves accessibility, making learning more flexible. To measure the effectiveness of training, we evaluate job performance, adaptability to new tasks, and training outcomes. Next, let's move into the working environment. The working environment consists of physical setup, safety conditions, and the social climate at the workplace. Factors like workspace design, lighting, and safety are crucial here. According to Shafi et al., a well-designed workspace and appropriate lighting can enhance comfort and reduce fatigue. Sireni and Fitri found that a safe environment helps improve focus, while a respectful workplace, as noted by Septiani and Shafaruddin, directly correlates with improved productivity. We measure the working environment through employee surveys, safety audits, and performance comparisons to assess how these factors contribute to employee output. Now, let's talk about motivation, a powerful driver of employee productivity. Motivation refers to the internal or external factors that encourage employees to work towards their goals. It's essential for driving performance. Research confirms that motivation significantly boosts productivity. Susilawati and Salami, Neo and Norfadila et al. All agree that motivated employees show higher productivity levels. Motivation is assessed through engagement surveys, goals achievement, and observed work performance. These indicators help gauge the effectiveness of motivation strategies within the organization. Finally, let's define employee productivity. Employee productivity is the efficiency with which tasks are completed, Using available resources to meet goals and achieve outcomes is the key measures of how well employees perform their roles. Research by Gamin and Antoya links employee productivity to overall business success, while Olasani et al. Highlight the importance of discipline and teamwork. Furthermore, Basahal et al. Have found that employee well-being and positive environment can greatly enhance productivity. To measure employee productivity, organizations typically use output levels, performance reviews, and the rate of goal completion. This helping managers assess individual and team contribution.
Next, I will presenting the research design. Our research classified as a causal research. The main purpose is to determine the cause and effect relationship between three independent variables, which is training and development, working environment, and motivation, and the dependent variable, which is employee productivity. Then, the research design adopt a cross-sectional design, meaning that all the data is collected at a single point in a time. This allows us to examine the current condition and relationship within a real-world setting. For the research setting and interference, the research is conducted in a real-world or non-contrived work environment. This means the research takes place in an actual organization setting, not a simulated or controlled lab. There is a minimal research interference. Employees go about their usual routine, and the researcher only observe and collect data without influencing their behavior. And then the focus of the study is to evaluate how much training and development, working condition, and motivation contribute to employee productivity. Understanding this relationship can make the organizations informed decision to improve workforce performance. And the last one is unit of analysis. The unit of analysis for this research is individual employees. This means each employee is treated as a separate observation, and the data is collected from them individual through tools such as survey or questionnaire. Next, for sampling technique, this research we use convenience sampling. This means that participants were selected based on their accessibility and willingness to participate. A minimum total of 30 employees were involved, coming from various departments and organizations across Malaysia. This approach allowed me to gather data efficiently while still representing a range of employee experience.
Hello everyone, my name is Harun Nazmi. Today I will explain the data collection and data analysis part in our presentation. So, first part is data collection. How we collected the data? We used a structured questionnaire as our main tool. The questionnaire was given to at least 30 employees from different organizations in Malaysia. And then data collection happened between August 2025 and January 2026. Then how we share the questionnaire? We use a Google form for easy access. Links and QR code were sent to supervisor and team leaders. Then they will share them in a WhatsApp. We also approached some employees personally to encourage them to join. So what was in the question? First, they have a demographic part, which is gender, age and employment status question. And then we have an independent variable part, which is employer productivity question about how productive employees are. And then we go to independent variable part, which is I have question about training and development, motivation, our working environment. This question about the main factor what we are studying. So all the questions we are adapted from a past study to make sure they are reliable and relevant. Then who will participate? We use a convenience sampling. We picked the people who are easy to reach and willing to help us. Our sample size was 30, following the guideline of having at least 10 respondents per variable. So, we proceed to the next part, which is data analysis. Software used. We analyze all the data using SPSS software. And then, all the data we check for see if there has any missing answer, unusual data in outliers, and normality if the data fit expected pattern. And then after that we go to the reliability and validity. We tested if the questionnaire was reliable. which means a consistent result and a valid measuring what it should. And then we go to the descriptive statistic. We summarize the data using means, the standard deviation, and frequency. So the result was showing in the table and a bar chart for clarity. In differential statistic, we use it as statistic to test our idea. So correlation analysis being used to see if two things are related. And then we use a multiple regression analysis to see how training, motivation, and environment affect the productivity. After that, we also use a Pearson correlation to measure the strength and direction of relationship from positive one to negative one. So in summary, we use a structured questionnaire and careful data analysis to make sure our findings are accurate and reliable. This helps us to understand what really influences employee productivity. Thank you for listening.
In conclusion, our findings show that training and development, a good working environment, and motivation all play important roles in boosting productivity. Organizations that invest in these areas are more likely to see improved performance, better engagement, and long-term success.